Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host, me, Wintertooth100, and in today's episode we are going to do a Guardian farm. I know I said we weren't going to do it, but we are. There's an easier way to do it. Thank you to Cubfan135 for figuring that out, and we're going to build that today. But before we get started, I'm going to switch things up a little bit on you guys. I'm going to do my little call to action right here at the beginning. So, I noticed that my average view duration doesn't usually reach to the end of my videos. That's not to say that not all of you are watching all the way to the end, but yeah, not everyone is. So not everyone's gonna know that I'm on this server with Joe and Shy, and I have links to their channels in the description below. You can go check them out and see different perspectives on the server. You can hear their thoughts and opinions on things that we're doing over here. You can also find out about projects that they're working on. It's quite exciting over there. Also, be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and most importantly, that notification button. I've been looking through my analytics lately and realized that my viewer retention, is a little lower than where I'd like it to be. But I think that's because the notification button probably hasn't been pressed. So therefore, when my videos come out, you guys aren't getting notified because YouTube's really bad at notifying people about their favorite Minecrafters' upload times. A little FYI, I upload basically every single day, except for Sunday. Sunday I do a live stream, and there's no upload on Sunday. So Sunday's the only day that there shouldn't be a video. Unless you also watch the live stream, then there should be a video because I do the live stream. Alright. So, let me get some materials together. We are going to go out to the Guardian farm that I have previously cleared out, which is in that direction. And we are going to make Cubfan's new version of it. He promised me, and I'll use this against you, Cubfan. You promised me that it'll take a quarter of the time to build. So, I'm holding you to that because I do not want to spend all day working on a Guardian farm. I do not like draining oceans or anything, which we don't have to do. So, yeah, I'm holding you accountable, Mr. Fan. Okay, so now we're inside the temple, and we're going to have to hollow out the inside. So I'm just setting up a beacon right now, so we can do this a little bit faster. Directly under this beacon, oh, you can hear my baby. Directly under this beacon, there is a conduit. I figured out how to build those. They're just surrounded by nautilus shells. And you know what? While I'm on the topic, nautilus shell, exumavoid, nautilus. It's pronounced nautilus. He keeps pronouncing it nautilus. It's not nautilus, it's nautilus. It's pronounced nautilus. It drives me insane to hear him say it that way. Nautilus. The nautilus shells. Okay, so we've cleared out most of this. With this base section is 32 by 32. This is all going to get filled in with soul sand, but we're going to do that last. I watched Cubfan's video. I watched your video, sir. I know not to place that soul sand in first. Because what happens is, you place it in, then you put the water on top, then the bubbles keep pushing you up and up and up, and eventually when you need to do the bit on the top, it's forcing all the guardians up in your face and killing you over and over and over again. And I'm going to try to avoid that, but I wanted to do this quick little update here. We need to finish clearing out this section, this roof section. I'm debating whether or not I want to fill in this whole thing with water source blocks first, or if I want to try to clear this all out and square it off, because once we get up to those sections, it's going to be hard to tell if these are going to become water source blocks, and we need them all to be water source blocks for the bubbles to go all the way to the surface. So let me get to work with this, and we'll try to figure something out. Okay, so far I've only died one time. But if I'm tracking correctly with where Cub and his skull were, they'd only died once or twice by this point as well. At least that's what they've led us to believe anyway. So I've got this tunnel coming out this way. This is where I'm going to hope to be dropping them. And had to go get more glass because I ran out. Should have figured this was going to take way more glass than I expected. Just to do one round of this is 2 stacks of glass, and I still not sure I have enough, so it's gonna be, so if I want to bring this up 3 more levels, that's 6 stacks of glass, so I should have enough now. But I did a little testing and put a couple of soul sand down. I've removed them, but I wanted to make sure that when I removed the blocks up top in the temple, that they would fill in and become source blocks. They do not, so I spent some time collecting some, there it is, some kelp, and I filled it in, because as we've discovered, as that grows through the water, it'll turn them into water source blocks. So by the time we're done with this, hopefully they'll have grown all the way to the top, and then we'll go down to the bottom, break them all out, and then place in our soul sand. So we'll probably, you know, break, place, break, place, break, place. It's going to be kind of tedious. I might end up just going and then placing all the blocks in. But yes, this is where I am. This is probably going to be the most challenging bit for me. I know they used fence gates, opened fence gates, and I am not sure how he's done it. I'm gonna have to do a little playing around with it, but he did it in such a way where, you know, on these back corners, they're all flowing in, and the water's all stepping down, so it goes out that way. And well, I'm not sure how to do that exactly, but like I said, is this wider than 32? Oh, that's right. No, duh. Uh-oh. Well, I have extra glass. The inside right here is 32 by 32. This outside's larger than that. They're 34s by 34s. Ooh, it scared me for a second. I thought I built this too large. But I think this is right on track. I think this is perfect. So I'm going to continue filling this in. Going to try to get all these fences in, and you know, if I can succeed at it right away, then you know, we'll just cut to it being done. But if not, if I struggle with it, then I'll talk about why I'm struggling with it. So Mr. Cubfan has published his video on how to do this farm, and so I've had an opportunity to go back and watch his video, and I've made some rather large changes. I told you if I could figure it out, we were gonna pretty much try to finish it off camera, because I did not originally plan to do this Guardian farm, but as it turns out, somehow I accidentally got behind on videos again. I'm supposed to be 4 videos in reserve, and somehow I'm back down to only having 3 videos in reserve, so I figured we'd do this. I was gonna have B Squiddy build this farm, but you know, since Cubfan came out with an easier method, I figure why not. But are they attacking me? The challenging bit is going to be getting the soul sand in there, I think. We've only died once still. We're still only on 1 death. But look at this. Oh, we're gonna die again. We're gonna die again. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Run away! So I gotta get in there somehow and replace all of those things with soul sand, and I think we can do it. I think we're gonna have to just come up from the bottom and replace them one at a time. Let's see if I can. Ow. Uh-oh. I've lost it. I've lost my block. Where'd it go? Ooh. Ooh. Hoo hoo hoo. Get out of there. That's crazy. Oh, this is gonna hurt again. Ow. Okay, so let's see how many times we die, huh? I just gotta say that this actually works pretty well. I originally built it wrong. When I watched his Hermitcraft video, I recall them saying something along the lines of building it 32 by 32 at the bottom, which is what I did. But when I got to the top and I had to start building the gates in there, well, water travels 8 blocks, and the 32 by 32 just wasn't cutting it. I kept getting stuck at 7s and 6s and had to expand it on either side. Long ways was fine, but this way wasn't. I had expanded by a couple blocks on both sides to get the perfect 8. But you can see they're coming up, they're being funneled through, they spawn in, they go up. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I've made my way in very simple. You can see 2 holes right there. One of them sucks you down and one of them pulls you under. So it's not the most efficient way to get down here, but it works. Oh, hey guy. Where's my trident? Time for a trident war. Let's see if I can get a 3rd trident. Does not look like it. Oh well. Anyway, we go down in here. Get sucked down. Oh, that's the up one. Get sucked down. You can either go through there or just come down to the bottom. This is what I'd recommend. Oh yeah, I was supposed to make one more of those. Anyway, so they die right here and they get picked up, assuming we make another one of those. All my stuff's up there, so I'll have to remember to do that. But they die. I think these are still... Nope, they've cleared out. We got a lot of kelp from breaking out all that kelp. Somehow we got a pufferfish, so I'm guessing a pufferfish spawned in. There's warm ocean. I don't... But it's working pretty well. I like that this is a tileable thing. We can just extend our chests out. We can even go down below. And if we want to, we can come up top. And I've only tried this a little bit. So let's put this axe in here because it seems to be the most damage. We flip the switch. This is the perfect fall height for them to not be killed by the fall. Yeah. So provided our armor has mending on it, then we can pretty much survive just sitting here attacking them. And because of these trapdoors behind us, we're not getting thrown back by them. I do need to set up a beacon down here though. You can see we're getting some hunger. So if I had some kind of like regeneration beacon effect, then this wouldn't be a problem. Then this could be a really good farm to get some XP. I mean, I don't know if it's... Maybe it's because my design's not exactly 100% the same as Cubfan's, but I don't know, I feel like I'm getting just about the same amount of XP as I would from the skeleton farm. Like, look at my... And I can't take off my armor here, unfortunately, because if I do, then I just get destroyed. And then, of course, while we're up here and killing them, none of the drops happen. So, occasionally, we have to open it up, let everything fall down, close it back up, if we want to keep our spawns. This is a looting 3 sword, after all, so this is a pretty great way of getting stuff faster. I'm gonna say it again, it does have the downside of it's taking longer to repair my tool because I'm having to split mending with my tool itself, the sword that's in my hand, which I could swap off between hits, so this is whatever, but the armor's 4 pieces of mending that is sharing, and like, just watch. I'll take these off for a second. We get our life all the way back up, and let's see. Ow, ow. And having a regeneration thing in here might help. But yeah, look at my pickaxe now. That's recovering really fast. I think we're just barely in range of this. I went... Let's see, it goes down 4 steps, each one's 8. So I'm 32 blocks away from it. And it seems like when we're standing over there, the spawn rate's really slow, but when we're standing here, it's better. This probably could have been a case made for building this even closer, because odds are I'm only loading up a small part of the farm at this point. Yep, and I'm gonna die if I if I continue to do this. Okay, now we're just standing on the edge of this. So basically right here is where we're able to stand. It's a little further down, so there's like a diagonal distance. Basically this is about as far as we get to where they can spawn in at. And it looks like we have a pretty healthy stream of guys. But I'm curious if I get closer, if we can get that stream to get thicker. Because more guys would be spawning. It doesn't really seem to be the case. So seems like we're just close enough to keep it loaded, and it's the same spawn rates no matter what. But yeah, look at all of those gates. It was ridiculous. Had I known how many gates I was gonna need, each one of these squares is a stack, except for the center row. This is 2 stacks for the whole center row. But each of these other squares is a stack of gates, plus an additional stack and a half for these ones that hold up the levels. We got 6 on both sides. Yeah, this was a lot of gates. That was ridiculous. Even more so, I had to go back home. I had to get the redstone for the trap down there. I had to smelt more glass. Look at how much glass is here. This is crazy. So, yeah, it was a lot of work. This was a ridiculous amount of work. But Cub's right, it was definitely a lot less work than the original Guardian farm. So I would recommend, if you're going to build a Guardian farm, to give this one a shot. It's not so bad. The only real requirement I think you have to have is the conduit, just because it makes your life so much easier because you're working underwater the whole time. Also, having a beacon set up with regeneration probably would have been a really great idea, but that didn't even cross my mind. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Quick recap what we did. Basically we just built this farm and almost nothing else. I expected this farm to take a few hours, and it turns out I've been here for like almost 6 hours building this. 7 hours? Something like, I can't remember. I'm not exactly sure what time I woke up. My days start to blur together when I make videos every single day. Anyway, we also talked about in the beginning of this video how a lot of you aren't even at this point in the video anymore. You've already clicked off, and so therefore you don't hear my little spiel at the end where I tell you guys should go check out Joe Mama and Why Shy. They are both on the server. They are both creating videos, and they have new content coming out every day, every other day, every couple days, depending on their schedules, but they are still making things. So if you want to see things from a different perspective, go check them out. Links are in the description below. And as always, leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, and I will see you in the next one.